Over the past 10 years, nearly everything has got bigger, apart from houses.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, wow. This is new. How does it work? Is this the new Wahoo cycling computer? Cars have got bigger. Phones have got bigger. Team UAE's budget has got quite a lot bigger. And as the new Wahoo ELEMNT ACE proves, so have cycling computers. You see, as humans, we seem to crave more functions, more immersion, bigger screens. And as a result, we get bigger tech. My question to you though is, when's enough enough? And does there become a point where it's simplicity that wins out? Well, over the last few weeks, I've been playing with this smartphone-sized bike computer to try and find out. Let's start by talking about the elephant in the room. This is the new Wahoo ELEMNT ACE, and it's the latest in a long line of bike computers that are getting fatter. You see, in 2017, Wahoo released the ELEMNT Bolt. It was pretty tiny, and it was an instant success. Come 2019 though, and Wahoo decided that people wanted something bigger. Cue the Roam. Now, Wahoo has taken bike computer sizes to a whole new level. This ELEMNT ACE is humongous. In fact, it's over twice the weight of my Roam V2. So, why have Wahoo done it? Well, in their words, to meet the needs of today's riders, who are, I guess, quite a lot more blind than the riders of 10 years ago. How? By combining the size and usability of a smartphone with the fit-for-purpose form factor and features of a bike computer. That's a quote, that's not my opinion. I suppose we'd better take a look at some of those features, but before we do, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because if you were, then you'd have known quite a lot of these details a few weeks ago. Supersized and best in class, says Wahoo. I mean, yes, it certainly is a big screen. It's 3.8 inches across, and that is bigger than the 3.5 inch screen on the Garmin Edge 1050, but I can't help but feel that it could have been even bigger. Like, what's all of this bit down here? What's going on there? Like, if you look at my phone, for example, the whole thing is screen. I mean, yes, Wahoo have got rid of some of the bezels. They've got rid of the LEDs from around the outside, and that obviously means that the screen can go closer to the edges. But I can't help but feel that a 3.8 inch screen could have fitted into a much smaller form factor. Right, moving on, I guess we'd better talk about some TFTs and DPIs, my favourite topic. So for the first time ever, Wahoo has put a touchscreen on this. It's obviously still got the buttons as well. You got the same 3 buttons as you get on the Roam, 2 down the right hand side and the power button on the left hand side. And Wahoo says that the combination obviously allows you to do lots of different things. You can use the buttons if you want whilst you're riding along, or it's raining or whatever, and then for your maps you can unlock it and do the pinch and zoom and stuff like that, just like you do on your phone. So the resolution is far higher than anything we've seen on a Wahoo computer before. It's 480 and 7 by 720 if I remember rightly. That is slightly less pixel density than on the Edge 1050. Then we've got the TFT. Now that stands for, hang on, let me consult my notes. A transflective thin film transistor. It's designed for anti-glare, and Wahoo were explaining this to me. It's a reflective screen that sort of rebounds the light coming out of the screen back into it to make the battery last longer. So the idea is that you can have this nice big screen without affecting the battery life. So let's move on to battery life. Now, the downside of such a large screen is that they're usually pretty power hungry. And according to Wahoo, even with the TFT reflective display, this is still the case. Luckily, they fitted the Ace with a massive battery. I don't have the exact capacity, unfortunately, but Wahoo said that it's almost twice the size as one in the Roam V2. The result is a claimed battery life of over 30 hours. Now, we haven't had it for long enough to validate those claims completely, but it does seem to have enough endurance for most of us. Now, when Karoo launched the Hammerhead V2, absolutely amazing device with full colour, touchscreen, etc. But I'd go on rides with people with these, long rides, and if you were out for the day, then it just wasn't going to last. Now, this has lasted through day-long rides and definitely is losing charge slower than my Roam V2, which obviously means it's pretty good. Now, I think you'll be pushing it though to get to that 30 hours, certainly with any of the backlights on. But anyway, we'll keep running it down and we'll let you know in the full review that's coming soon to the road.cc website whether it does indeed last 30 hours. You might be wondering what these two holes here on the front of the computer are for. And well, as rumoured, the Ace does indeed have what Wahoo is calling a wind sensor. They have also written it in capitals that this is a category first. So they clearly think that this is a pretty big deal. Not as big as the device, but you know. Alongside this, Wahoo has released Wahoo Wind Dynamics, or WWD, which aims to measure the effects of air resistance both in real time and in your post-ride analysis. Why? Well, Wahoo says that this metric will help you to quantify how wind and drafting are impacting your ride and measure one of cycling's most critical forces. What that boils down to is two things basically. Either when you're riding along you have what they're calling air boost, which yeah, that sounds pretty funky, doesn't it? Which is when the ground speed is aided by your tailwind or drafting. So you're basically going faster than you should be for the amount of watts you're putting out. Or air drag, which is when ground speed is hindered by a headwind, which seems to be everywhere I ride. According to them, you might want this because it will give you the ability to guide your drafting positioning and quantify the sensation of wind felt by riders. I mean, yeah, I kind of get the idea, and air resistance is one of the biggest forces impacting you as a rider, but you can kind of feel it on your face, can't you? And if you can feel a headwind on your face, then either get aero or get behind someone. But being able to quantify it, well, maybe that will be useful for some riders. So what will you actually see as you ride along? Well, this box, the airspeed data field, as they call it, dark green implies a heavy air boost scenario. So your ground speed is significantly greater than your airspeed, basically a big tailwind, or you're in a very good drafting position. Light green is light air boost. Blue is when your ground speed and airspeed are relatively similar. Orange is a light air drag scenario. This will occur when your ground speed is just a bit less than your airspeed, i.e. a light headwind. And red means you're in a heavy air drag scenario. This will occur when your ground speed is significantly less than your airspeed, i.e. you've got a heavy headwind and you should probably do something about it. If you're bored of air boost, then feel free to skip the rest of this section. But obviously it is quite a big feature, and it's a new feature to cycling computers. So we did dive a bit deeper and ask Wahoo a load of questions about it. Number one, topping my list was, but you can feel it. Why do you need your computer to tell you? And they basically said, you can feel how much power you're putting out, and people still want to measure that, which I get, actually. That's fair enough. The official statement said Wahoo's colorized the background to provide an easy, glanceable visual that informs riders if they are in air boost or air drag. This will allow you to objectively quantify this force and record it in real time for later analysis. Next question, what are the benefits to the rider post-ride? Well, Wahoo said that the updated app features enhanced post-ride analytics specifically built for wind insights from the Element Ace with Aero sensor. Basically, the rider can visualize the percentage of time spent in air boost and air drag or neutral air, and in addition, they can turn on a map visualization which colorizes their route depending on the wind conditions for further analysis. And final question, I was keen to know if the wind sensor can measure your CDA or other more traditional aero metrics. Wahoo said, well, I'll read you what they said. Wahoo is committed to improving rider experience through regular software updates. Examples of this in the past include our support for GoPro control, light control, and music control released earlier this year. That is such a politician response, isn't it? They did say that they plan for this groundbreaking feature to be a major focus for development in the coming years, unlocking new levels of performance and data-driven insights. The hardware capabilities included in this device will support a range of increased functionality in the years to come. Yeah, so it wasn't a yes or a no, but potentially this could measure your CDA in the future, maybe, or maybe not. Right, one thing that Wahoo does seem pretty proud of is their brand new user interface, which they say is very intuitive and easy to use. So this is the first time I'm setting up the Wahoo Ace. Let's give it a go, see how easy it is to pair. So I'm going to go pair sensor. It's going to search. Let's just wake these up. Oh, there's my heart rate monitor. Let's have that. Lovely. That's worked quite well. And then hopefully that will then appear here. Let's pair another one whilst we wait. Searching. Waiting. Waiting. Oh! Power, yes please. Done. Add more. Oh, no, it's... I would have liked to have added multiple ones then. Now you can see on the screen I've got my paired sensors down here. The ring around the outside is the battery. It obviously goes, it fills in if it's connected, and then down at the bottom I can see that I've got 0 watts and my heart rate is 76. For the first time ever we have workout profiles, so you can set these up manually, but I've got indoor cycling and outdoor cycling, but you could also have one, for example, race mode, if you wanted different data fields on different days. One thing that you do have to bear in mind with these supersized bike computers is, just like on the Edge 1050, it doesn't fit on every mount out there. So it just about fits on this Canyon. Yeah, you need a really long mount. So yeah, K-Edge make one, and Wahoo says that other brands will be making mounts that fit it over the coming months. In the box you do get an aluminium mount, which adds to the premium offering. Probably because the plastic one it was too heavy for. But yeah, you get a aluminium mount in the box that will fit round profile bars. So after a few weeks with the Wahoo Element Ace, what is my opinion of it? Well, I'm kind of torn. On one hand, it does seem like the natural evolution of cycling computers. It's brought it closer to a smartphone. The screen's bigger, the screen's better, and it's more detailed, it's easier to use the maps, it's got more features. It has progressed what is possible with a cycling computer. I guess my main drawback is that necessary? Who's going to buy this device? Because if you want a smartphone for your bars, get a smartphone. If you want to race and just have your data in front of you, then get a Wahoo Bolt or a Wahoo Roam, because you can read the data just as clear. The LEDs are really good at glancing down and seeing what zone you're in. The battery life, yeah, it's good, but who needs 30 plus hours of battery life? If you're an ultra endurance cyclist, then probably go for the 1040 Solar or for the Coros Dura. Go for one of those because they'll last even longer than this. I do like a lot about it. I really like that it's still got buttons. I find that touchscreens, however good they are, can be a bit of a pain when out cycling. They're really nice when you're just using it, looking at a map or whatever, but when you're out in the heat of the moment, I much prefer to have these physical buttons. The wind sensor I'm still undecided on. I'm still undecided on whether that's a genuinely useful feature or not. So yeah, apologies for not being any more decided, but I really am torn on it. For me, I think I'll be sticking to my Roam V2. Let us know what you think of the new Wahoo Element Ace down in the comments section below. I genuinely am interested to know your thoughts on these supersized bike computers. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like, subscribe to the channel for lots more of the latest bike tech, and we'll see you next time.